Here's a review on Sony's newest wireless microphone. They released this earlier this year. It's the model ECM W2BT. So it's worked off of Bluetooth. It's got a range of up to 600 feet line of sight. So it's going to work pretty good if you're walking backwards away from the camera. If your back is between the transmitter and receiver, you may not get 600 feet. You may have to turn around and face the camera for it to make the connection. But that's on the longer distances. Very rarely is anybody going to be 600 feet away with a lav mic. You're usually within, 2 or 3 meters away, or 6 feet or so, 6 to 10 feet. But this is the latest Sony that they have out there. We'll show you what they give you. They give you a nice pouch like this to store your units. And what's in the pouch, they give you this. This is your microphone. There's 2 microphones. So right here we have the receiver. This is the transmitter or the lav mic portion. They give you a dead cat. Dead cat just simply plugs into this port over here and just clips on, and it acts as a wind buffer. They give you this nice clip here that holds the 2 units together, and if you separate, and this unit actually protects the electronics of the receiver, and this clip comes off and this clips onto your collar. But this clip is also good because it could also double as a microphone stand if you're doing interviewing with somebody. You get the charger cable, and they give you audio cable too, which I don't have with me. This is the transmitter, so this is the actual microphone. And what's good about this guy here is that it also, you can use a third party or Sony's lav mic here. And this, you use anybody's lav mic, plug it in, and then once you plug in the lav mic into this transmitter, it's going to shout this internal mic, and then just use the lav mic to broadcast the signal back to the camera. On the side of the transmitter, let me remove the clip so we can see it better. What we have is we got the on and off naturally, and then we could attenuate the signal. So they recommend 10 dBs as a start, and if you're clipping, you drop it down to 20 dBs. If you're not loud enough, you bring it up to 0, like if you're in a noisy environment. But that's it for the transmitter. The receiver has a couple of switches. Depending on what camera you're using, you could switch it to digital or analog. I'm using the Sony ZV-1, so it's analog. Some of the newer Sony cameras are going digital, which means that it's a digital signal going from receiver into the camera, so you got less distortion and noise. But the ZV-1 is analog, so you switch it to analog and this thing's on. Now this works, if you see the electronic circuitry here, it works off the Sony multi-interface shoe. So, in other words, once this thing plugs into the camera, that has the MI interface, you don't have to worry about running cables out from here into the camera. So it's going to do it all by this hot shoe connection. Now the Sony ZV-1 will accept the audio signal directly into the camera, but it does not charge this unit. So you're going to rely on an internal battery on these things. But the internal batteries last a long time, and they charge up just by plugging it in. So you could carry a power bank with you if you're running low on charge, and charge it up, and it doesn't take that long. Now these things work on Bluetooth, and they are paired from the factory. So the advantage is that once you turn them on, they link pretty much instantly. So you don't have to wait for looking for connection and confirmation what connection you want to hook the Bluetooth into, and security confirmation. And as soon as you turn them on, it's instant. Some units out there, it takes a while for it to connect. This, since they're paired at factory, it's instant. And actually the disadvantage is that you cannot add more microphones to it in the future. Right now, as you can tell, we're using the Sony ZV-1 to record, and then we're also using the Sony ZV-1 internal microphone. And we'll switch over to the lav mic and going through the 3 steps. We're going to go through using just a microphone, or using just this to do the recording. We're going to switch to mix. So it's going to be like an interview situation where I'm speaking into this, and then the interviewee will be speaking into this, and then we'll switch it on to the receiver only. And this way, you could bypass the microphone that's in your ZV-1 or whatever camera you're using, and then use this as the microphone. Now, like I mentioned before, this works off the Sony MI interface, but it could work with any camera that's got a cold shoe. You're just going to have to run a cable from here to the camera to do the actual recording. And what's nice about this Sony setup that they have here, it's weatherproof, which is nice. So, you go out in the elements and not worry too much about it's got some water resistance and dust proof. Second thing is that the battery life. According to Sony, the receiver, which is this part, has a battery life of about 3 hours, and it takes about 1.3 hours to charge it up. It's got a frequency response of 20/20, which is pretty good. The transmitter takes about 3 hours to charge up, but it's got a life of 9 hours. And it's got a 20/20 response also. So pretty good setup here. So now let's go on and do some testing. Okay, right now I'm going to use a lav mic hooked into the transmitter here. I got the transmitter laid off on the side so you can see how this is working out. This is great if you want to use a Sony or third-party lav mic that's less conspicuous. You can hook it on your clothing, and then you can put the transmitter on your belt buckle or pull strap or something that's out of the way. And this way you could do your recording with a smaller lav mic hooked up. So as you can see, it's working out great. I got everything set up as mic, analog, and I just turned on the transmitter and everything should be working out fine. Okay, right now as you can see, we got the transmitter hooked up with the dead cat. And right now I'm about 6 or so feet away from the camera. And what I'll do is I'll walk with my back turned and we'll see how far we could get. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So we're 35 feet away, plus the 6 feet, so we're probably 40 some odd feet away. And this is the test. Now, you're probably not going to walk too much further away from your camera at this point, but this is a pretty good distance of 40 some odd feet. And we can test the quality of this, just the microphone itself. Next step is that we're going to do a interview type situation, put it on a mix setting. So we're using both this transmitter and the receiver that's on the camera. So we'll do that next. Okay, right now I have set on mix setting. So I'm speaking into the lav mic right now. And then next we'll switch over to the microphone of the camera. So what I'll do is I'll just take this off, set it on the ground here. And now I'm in the interviewer. So how are things going out there with the transmitter? So this is what it sounds like using just the microphone section or the receiver section of the camera. And then next we're going to switch over, shut off the lav mic and just use the microphone on the receiver end. So right now I'm using just the built-in microphone on the receiving end. And this is what it sounds like. We could compare it to the Sony ZV-1 built-in camera that we started recording this on. But I kind of like this unit. It's Sony using the latest condenser mic technology. The ZV-1 has one of the latest technology built in also. Further refined it and put it into this wireless mic setup. And so far I'm kind of liking it. Now there's some competition out there from Defy and Rhodes. They both have similar wireless microphone setup. The Rhodes is kind of interesting that in the Defy that they have the LCD screens. And the LCD screens tell you such things as battery life or signal strength or audio level, none of which the Sony has. The Sony has lights in the front that tells you the status of the battery and then the connection status. So if the battery is running low, the light starts to blink orange. Blue light means that you're connected Bluetooth wirelessly between the receiver and transmitter. And that's fine enough. I mean, you really don't need the audio level because you got the camera there. So the camera will tell you your audio level. The audio level on the Rhodes, it's only on the receiver. So, it's useless at that point because you can look at your camera and see what the audio level is. Battery level would be kind of handy to have, but It's okay also because you got the blinking orange light, so you know that you're starting to run low on battery, and it's telling you, hook up your power pack to it or recharge the microphone. Like I said, the microphone lasts a long time. The receiver end lasts a while too. Now, if you have the latest Sony cameras, their MI interface could also charge up that battery or keep it charged. That's on the receiving end. But the ZV-1 doesn't allow the charging, like I said before, so you're going to have to rely on the built-in antenna. But this is a quick review of the latest wireless Bluetooth microphone of Sony. A couple other reviews out there, most of it from foreign nations because they got the introduction first. And then, a lot of those other reviews is going to show you distance on how far this thing transmits. But, like I said, 600 feet away, you don't need it. You probably be 40 feet, maximum 50 feet. Maybe if you're in a convention or something, you may be further out. But usually your camera guy is going to follow you around. So this is the built-in. And let me just switch back over to the lav mic. Okay, so we got the lav mic back on. I kind of like the way that it connects up instantly. That's pretty handy. Just walking around a nice crisp fall morning. So I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching.